y'all, it's Lindsay with Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and sorry it's been crazy this weekend, so we're going to play catch-up and do Today in Wrestling History for the 7th and 8th. And starting back on June the 7th, 1995, the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions changed hands in Tennessee when the Thugs, Tony Anthony and Tracy Smothers defeated the dynamic duo Unabomb and Al Snow. In 2003, a UK-only pay-per-view, WWE Insurrection, took place in Newcastle, England. The main event, Triple H retained the World Heavyweight Championship in a street fight against Kevin Nash. In 2005, at a SmackDown taping in Kansas City, Missouri, Chris Benoit became the Blue Brand's first selection in the WWE's Random Draft Lottery. In 2006, ahead of the second ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view later than a week, WWE presented WWE versus ECW head-to-head from the Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio. On the show, Rob Van Dam defeated WWE World Heavyweight Champion in a non-title, no-holds-barred match. John Cena also defeated Sabu by disqualification in the main event. Big Show won a Raw versus SmackDown versus ECW Battle Royale. Show went into the match representing Raw, but during the finish was revealed to be the newest signee for ECW. In 2006, John Trina, best known to wrestling fans as Earthquake, died at the age of 42 after contracting bladder cancer. It's for young men. In 2009, WWE Extreme Rules took place at the New Orleans Arena in New Orleans, Louisiana. The main event saw Jeff Hardy retain his World Heavyweight Championship over Edge in the main event ladder match. However, Hardy's night was not over as Money in the Bank contract holder CM Punk decided to cash in his title shot and defeated Hardy to become the new champion. Multiple other titles changed hands on the show also. Batista became the first man to win the WWE Championship in a cage match when he defeated Randy Orton. Kofi Kingston won a fatal four-way match against MVP, William Regal, and Matt Hardy to win the WWE United States Championship, and Chris Jericho won the International Championship by defeating Rey Mysterio in a no-holds-barred match. That was a busy show. And then 2010, one of the most memorable conclusions to an episode of Raw in the show's history went down in Miami, Florida. The main event of Viewer's Choice special saw John Cena and CM Punk face out in a bout that ended in a no contest when the match was interrupted by the Rookies, who took part in the recently concluded first series of WWE's NXT show, led by Wade Barrett. The gang assaulted Cena as well as various ringside employees and laid waste to the ringside, including half destroying the ring itself. The group would soon go on to be known as Nexus and be a fixture in the main event scene in the company for several months. During the angle, Daniel Bryan used Justin Roberts' own tie to choke the ring announcer in a vicious-looking spot. This action got Bryan immediately fired, and he was brought back by mystery partner to face Nexus in the 7 vs. 7 SummerSlam main event elimination match. So no, it wasn't that one.
Daniel Bryan was fired for that, though.
Yeah. In 2020, WWE taped the bulk of NXT TakeOver in an In Your House and WWE performance in Orlando, Florida. The main event saw Io Shirai win the NXT Women's Championship in a triple threat match against champions Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. And then in 2020, WWE taped the main event of Backlash at WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The match between Randy Orton and Edge was dubbed the greatest wrestling match ever. In promoting the show and blending an in-ring encounter and cinematic filming style, Randy Orton won the 45-minute match that aired on Sunday, June the 14th. And today's notable birthdays are Mick Foley, Howard Finkel, Superstar Billy Graham, and the Grand Wizard. So we're going to move right along to the 8th.
Get your days straight.
And back in 1988, the Clash of Champions 2, Miami Mayhem, was promoted by the NWA at James L. Knight Center in Miami, Florida. The main event saw Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard defend their NWA World Tag Team Championship against Sting and Dusty Rhodes. The match ended in a double disqualification, meaning the Four Horsemen team retained the titles. In 1988, on All Japan Wrestling card in Saitama, Japan, the Glamour Girls, Leilani Kai and Judy Martin, defeated the Jumping Bomb Angels to win the WWF Women's Tag Team Championship. The match ended via countout, seeing as it was held under All Japan rules and the belts could change hands by that decision, unlike in most North American promotions. The titles were retired in February of the following year. In 1997, WWF's annual King of the Ring pay-per-view took place in Providence Center, Rhode Island. The show played host to the semifinals and the final of the King of the Ring tournament itself. In the final, Hunter Hearst Helmsley defeated Mankind to win the coveted crown. In the main event, The Undertaker defeated Farouk to retain the WWF Championship. In 1999, at Raw is War taping in Massachusetts, Ivory defeated Deborah to win the WWF Women's Championship. In 1999, on WCW Monday Nitro in Syracuse, New York, Perry Saturn and Chris Benoit defeated Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon to win the WCW World Tag Team Champions. In 2008, TNA's Slammiversary pay-per-view took place at the DeSoto Center in South Haven, Mississippi. The main event saw Samoa Joe retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And in 2014, Ricochet became the youngest winner of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Supers Junior Tournament with the win over Kushida in the final in Tokyo, Japan. In 2016, NXT TakeOver, The End of the Beginning, took place at Full Sail University. The main event saw Samoa Joe retain the NXT Championship against Finn Balor in the NXT's first ever cage match. And earlier in the night, The Revival, Dustin Wilder and Scott Dawson defeated American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan to win back the NXT Tag Team Championship they had lost at NXT TakeOver in Dallas the night before WrestleMania in 2016. And then in 2020, at WWE SmackDown taping at the Performance Center in Orlando, AJ Styles defeated Daniel Bryan in the final tournament to crown the new Intercontinental Champion. The title had previously been vacated by Sami Zayn, who opted to stay home during the COVID pandemic. And today's notable birthdays are Liv Morgan, Tatanka, and Dan Severn. And that's going to wrap it up for Today in History. We'll catch you tomorrow, guys.
Thanks for watching.